The brain is really complicated, right? A cubic millimeter of your brain will have 100,000 cells called neurons connected by a billion connections called synapses. It's the most complicated computer we can think of. So my job is to figure out how do we map the brain, all the wires and connections that have information flow, and how do we control the brain? Can we repair the brain when it goes wrong in diseases that affect over a billion people around the planet? So we develop physics and chemistry-based strategies for mapping the brain and controlling the brain. One of the technologies that we've developed is called optogenetics. Opto because that means light, and genetics because it turns out that genes, pieces of DNA in the natural environment, actually encode little solar panels, molecules that convert light into electricity. And it's important to know that brain cells compute using electricity. So what do? We can take these genes from bacteria and fungi and algae. We put the genes into brain cells using tricks from the field of gene therapy, and then we shine light on the brain. These little solar panels convert the light to electricity, and that's how we can activate memories, shut down seizures, all sorts of other mysteries of the brain that we can start to solve by perturbing in a causal way what's happening within the brain. Although optogenetics is a basic science tool, it's inspiring new therapeutics. My colleague Liwei Cai has used our technology to discover a pattern of brain waves that activates the brain's immune system. This brain wave will actually turn on cells called microglia, and these go out and clean up the junk that builds up in Alzheimer's disease. So inspired by that, we have been designing movies that people could watch that would activate the same pattern of brain activity and maybe help treat Alzheimer's disease. We've begun the human trials already. So my long-term dream is that we can, through our knowledge of ourselves, maybe help humanity achieve a more enlightened state. But along the way, it's very gratifying to realize that our technologies for mapping the brain and repairing the brain are having a lot of impact on therapeutics. Over a billion people around the world have some kind of brain condition, and basically nothing can be cured. So if we can help people with Alzheimer's and schizophrenia, depression and addiction, epilepsy and Parkinson's along the way, that would make me very happy.